Hi. I have the hiccups, so ignore them. And Jocelyn, I just made a video, and it was like, doing really great. And then Jocelyn's like, yeah, and then she lives in oh my god! She smudged your nail.
I gotta go redo it in a minute.
Okay, so I have the hiccups, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna catch you up on what I just did. There are Christmas lights all around my room.
They wouldn't stay up.
Yeah, so we turned them down because we got really mad. And then, now we're sitting here making this.
Because we're bored.
Okay, yeah. And then, okay, so today, I slept over at Justin's house last night, and I was sleeping over here. And so, Justin, we came over here, and we were really bored. Turn on my light so they can see me. No, it's gonna be scary. Whoa, it's super dark.
My nails are falling.
Turn it back on. Okay. So, I don't look good in this light, though. Okay, whatever. Thanks. Okay, so okay, you see this box? I'm just gonna explain. This box is here because I moved here like a few weeks ago, and we never had time to unwrap this and put it up, so now it's here.
Why'd you show me?
What? And then my bed is still on the mattress because I don't have a box spring.
Do you see the posters?
Yeah, that's my One Direction.
Harry's the cutest.
Okay, and so, yeah. And then, okay, so we were riding our bikes because we were super bored.
We went to the lake.
Yeah, no, but we were going down all these hills and going up them. Feet on the couch. No. Like, yeah, I'm on my couch right now. Okay, it's on the pillow.
You're an idiot.
This is my prized position. Okay, so we're going down, up and down all these hills, and we're like...
Once we went up, we weren't that big until we went back.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Okay, and then we got to this lake, and it was so cold. Okay, so I live at, like, the top of the mountain. Like, the peak of the mountain. It's like... Stop it! Like,
you could always live higher.
Okay, it's fine. Okay. Ugh. Okay, whatever.
I ruined it. Yay.
So, we were, like, climbing, like, biking up, and then we were biking back, and we were like, I'm never doing it again. Never, ever, 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 ever.
And then we went and did it again.
And then, so we decided to go back up. Okay, so I live on, like this. Well, I live, like, here.
Her nose this.
Okay, so it's like this, and I live like there. And so we were going up here, and we're like, and then we went, but we were on the bike. So it was scary because it was like, speed limit is 23, but people were going like 50.
So we walked.
Yeah, so we walked, and we got there, and then we were like walking around the lake, and then we decided to go on this huge rock. So we found some orange peels. And then what'd you do?
I threw out and fed the fishies.
Did the fishes eat them?
Yes, they did.
They really did. They were like, and then we threw chocolate chips in.
Apparently, did y'all know snakes like chocolate chips?
And then she saw the snake, and we're like, snake! And she just stood there.
That's third feeding.
Oh, this is Jocelyn.
Hi.
I don't know. Okay, so she was just standing there, and I went, and I screamed, and I ran, and then, okay, so it's this huge rock, bigger than my room, and there's this one spot, like, that big, literally, like, that big, on the rock, that's bumpy, and that's where I cut my toe, cut it, like, open, really bad, because I was special, so I was like, like, oh, okay, whatever, I look down, and it's, like, bleeding bad, I'm like, oh, like,
she was walking next to me like she was the grandma.
And then I was like, ow. So I was like, can I wear your shoes, Jesselyn? She's like, yeah, but I have big feet, so I may not fit in yours.
Hey!
Because she does. But I have even bigger feet. I actually have smaller feet, but I have huge feet too. So she's not alone. Okay, so I like wear her mom's flip-flops, which are size 10, and I'm a size 8 in shoes.
I'm a size 9.
Which is big for my size. And so I'm wearing these huge flip-flops, and my toe is bleeding. And she's wearing my gold moccasins. And then she's like, I can't wear these. We barely start walking. They're too tight. I can't even fit in these.
My toe! It was hurting my toes. They're going to make it start bleeding.
Put your feet off my couch. Okay. And then we were like, so I was like, ow. So she's like, I can't wear this. I was like, okay. So I put on my shoes, and my moccasin is on my foot. I'm like, please don't get blood. And I had a Band-Aid because I got pricked by a thorn earlier that day. So I had a Band-Aid on. So I switched it onto my other foot. I was like, walking like, ow. And like, I was like walking like a grandma. And we were like, I was like, and she was like, I
kept calling grandma.
And then, okay, so then I'm like walking, and I'm like, ow, so I take my shoe off, and it's still bleeding, and the Band-Aid's off. So I show it to Jesselyn, and she's all like, what'd you do?
I'm not gonna say what.
She like took the shoe, and she looked inside, and she's like, and she looked on the other side to see if it was there, she's like,
yeah, slap your idiot.
It was hilarious. Okay.
Oh my god, you're so ADD.
I know. And then, so I was like, I really don't have ADD though. I was like looking and then looking, and she's like, and I was like, ow. So I like just walked holding my shoe because I didn't want to get my moccasins bloody anymore. It was only bloody on the inside. No one can see it. And then
It's the back of people who know.
Stalkers, if they come look at my shoes, then got something wrong with you. Okay, so then I'm all like walkie, ow, my foot hurts, and I'm wearing no shoes, and I'm like jumping on one foot when there's rocks and there's thorns out there. It was bad. And we walked forever, and the snake was following us. It was so scary, but it was in the water, and we were on land. But then I was like cold, and my foot hurt, and we had to take our bikes up the huge. Okay, so let's say this is like a normal hill. It's like this steep. This hill is like this. I'm like being serious, isn't it? Like, it's so steep. So I'm like, Dad, I can't walk up this hill. Well, I was like, Mom, I can't walk up this hill. I cut my toe. I told her the whole story. She's like, talk to your dad. So she hands the phone to my dad. And I'm like, Dad, I can't do this. And he's like, what happened? And I explained it to him. And I have 10% battery. And he was like, all right, I'll come get you. And I was like, Dad, we have our bikes. And he was like, all right, I'll bring Savannah. So I bring my sister. So we're going. So my sister gets out of the car. Well, my dad's like, get out of the car, go push the bike. She's like, no, I'm not going to push that bike. No, I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, she's like, you shouldn't have hurt your toe. You're fine. You're walking. You were just laughing. I'm like, if you cut your toe, my dad's like, shh, shh, shh. Savannah, get out. And so she gets out. And she's like, all like pissed at me. And I'm like, girl.
You better shut your mouth.
Yeah. And so I get in the car. If you know why people have hiccups, tell me, because I don't know. And then, so like, I get in there, and I feel so bad, because Jesselyn has to walk with my sister. Okay. So, she has to walk with my sister now.
He had bikes.
Up the hill with the bikes. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die.
Bye, Grandma.
So we're driving up the hill. My dad's going super slow, and there's a sidewalk. My sister is walking up the hill in the middle of the road.
I was too. It was fun.
I'm like,
We're
okay.
dangerous.
My dad's like, all right, everyone has to wear a helmet. If you don't wear a helmet, you're gonna die. So we're like, have the helmets on there. We're like, Dad, we're just walking. We don't need them. So she says that to my dad, but she
I
didn't
didn't
say
say
Dad.
that.
I know, but well,
I never said a word to your dad.
well, this is my part of the story, so this is what I heard. This is what I'm gonna remember. She tells him we're just gonna walk.
You said that.
That's what we were thinking. And then, so, my dad is like, all right. So he drives forward and he turns the corner and he's sitting there parked on the side of the road. And we're talking, me and my dad are like, put your foot off my couch. So I'm like telling him the story. And he's like, yeah, it sucks to suck. And then, he doesn't say that. But, so then they come up and my sister is flying past Jesselyn. She has no helmet on. The helmet is sitting on the side of the bike. And she knows better. Jesselyn, she doesn't know better.
Wait, what?
You don't know better. You don't know you are. Well, she knew, but my sister wasn't doing it,
What?
so she didn't do it. No, you gotta rewatch the video if you wanna know. And I'm not gonna... Get your feet off my couch!
Oh my god.
Okay. I was like this. Okay. So then we get there, and my foot hurts. I'm like,
That's
ah!
so weird.
Yeah. And it hurts really bad. I'm telling this the long version. So we get there. I like hobble all the way in my house from the garage up the stairs. And the stairs are like the farthest thing besides my parents' door from the like on the downstairs. Because my parents' room is downstairs. So the stairs are the farthest thing. So I'm like walking on one foot. I go turn on the water and I wash my feet off, and the blood is turning the water pink.
It was disgusting.
It was gross. I was like, ew. So I have to walk all the way back downstairs. I'm like, Dad, does my foot need stitches? He's like, no. I'm like, okay, fine. And then I put on a Band-Aid, and you want to see what it looks like? And I spilled it everywhere. All right, let's see. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. And it hurts like crazy. Like cray.
Cray.
Cray, cray.
You cray.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about we'll put yellow pen. Yellow pen, you just passed it.
Green.
Oh, the green. It was
Okay.
yellow.
And then, so I go downstairs, and my foot still hurts. And then we got pizza. And then we were trying to play and talk to peoples on Xbox, because that's what I do my free time. But the internet wasn't working because we're in wherever we are. And I know, but I'm not going to tell you guys. Up in the mountains.
We live in Illinois.
No, we don't. It's warmer.
We live in the Caribbean.
It's in America.
We live in Hawaii.
It's not an island.
We live in Alaska.
It's way warmer than that.
You live in
I was
Alabama.
wearing, yeah. But you guys have no idea where.
We live in Mobile.
Where's
Well, you just can't play.
Mobile? I just moved here, so yeah.
We live in Tuscaloosa.
Sure. Okay. So
We live in Birmingham.
bye-bye.
Bye, fellow people.